Previously on 24.
Yeah.
Markhauser?
Who's this?
You know who it is.
I already gave you what you asked for.
But your employer has tightened security, so the access I paid for is no good.
It'll take some time to download the new security protocols.
I'll be there in 40 minutes.
What are you laying down on the floor? Bill, Hauser admitted to selling Gradenko the security specs for Edgemont Nuclear Power Facility.
Does Gradenko have the specs?
Not yet. He's going to pick them up in about 20 minutes. Hauser was wounded, but he's got a brother that Gradenko knows. We're going to use him to go through with the transaction.
You look nervous, Brady.
All teams, take out your targets. All teams, there's a third hostile inside the vehicle. You know who I am. And you know what I'm going to do to you. As you tell me where the bombs are.
First, my terms. Amnesty from your government, and a guarantee I won't be returned to Russia.
Now that he's being processed as an enemy combatant.
I don't know if I can accept that she betrayed us. She spied for Fayed. I think we're wrong.
I hear you are not a Yasser friends.
Yeah, why do you ask?
Because I came across evidence at the switching station that proves Nadia is innocent.
You're clear, Nadia.
Admiral Smith, is the Victory ready to launch?
It's seconds from optimal launch position, Mr. Vice President.
Good. Proceed with the strike.
Vice President Daniels is about to launch a nuclear strike against the Middle East. This strike is a complete reversal of everything your brother was working for. You and Dr. Welton and bring him out of the coma. Yes. It's for you, sir.
Yes.
I've called off the strike now.
I'm resuming my duties as Commander-in-Chief.
Inform Admiral Smith and the others there's to be no hostile action without my direct authorization.
It's apparent to me that the President is still suffering the effects from the attack on his life. I can't let him remain in power. Give me the Attorney General.
The following takes place between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m.
Secretary Dawes, can you see and hear me clearly?
Yes, I can.
What about Secretary Durant, Attorney General Graves?
Their connections are being set up now.
How about the President?
He should be arriving any moment. What are you doing?
I need to get up from this wheelchair.
No, you need to take care of yourself.
Sandra, I can't afford to look weak.
Roosevelt did just fine from a wheelchair.
Listen, when I face Daniels, I want to be on my feet. Dr. Welton?
Yes, sir.
Can you give me a shot of adrenaline?
Wait.
I can. It'll raise your blood pressure, which is not what you need right now. Could elevate the risk.
Mr. President, it is time.
Give us a few minutes, please.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, Mr. President.
Mr. President, just do it. Now.
What do you have, Jack?
Gradenko offered us Fayed in exchange for immunity and a guarantee that we won't extradite him back to Russia. Bill, I don't trust that. He rolled over too easy.
What do you think his play is?
I don't know yet.
It's your call, Jack. But you should know what's happening in Washington. President Plummer has regained consciousness.
How is he?
Well enough to reassert his claim on the presidency. But Daniels is challenging him under the 25th Amendment. In large part so he can go ahead with the nuclear strike against Fayed's country.
Does he have a chance of winning?
It's unclear. But if Fayed detonates another bomb, no one will be able to stand in Daniels' way.
If there's a challenge for the presidency, the immunity agreement will have no authority. It won't be binding. Bill, you need to understand that I have no intention of honoring this agreement. Tell the Attorney General. Drop the papers.
I'm calling him right now.
The President should be here momentarily.
Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Mr. President, I know I speak for everyone here in saying how very happy I am to have you with us again.
Let's proceed.
As you know, an attempt was made to assassinate the president. He sustained injuries so serious that the doctors had to induce
a temporary coma in order to relieve the pressure on his brain. In so doing, they saved his life. The question now is whether, in the words of the 25th Amendment, he is unable to discharge the duties and powers of his office.
Mr. Lennox, isn't this really a medical question?
Well, to a degree it is, but the 25th Amendment puts the final decision squarely in the hands of the cabinet.
May we hear medical testimony?
Yes, we may. And to that end, let me bring in the surgeon in charge of the president's case. Dr. Welton, if you would, please.
The president has undergone an ordeal, but from a medical point of view, I believe the greatest danger is past. His cognitive functions are presenting normally. I have every expectation that President Palmer will make a full recovery.
Might the pressures of the office increase the possibility of a relapse?
It's difficult to say. It's certainly a possibility.
Can you estimate those chances?
I'm afraid I can't.
If you had a vote, Doctor, how would you cast it?
This is precisely the question which the Constitution demands that this cabinet answer. Thank you very much, Doctor. Mr. President, I think now would be an appropriate time to address the cabinet, if you would, please.
The Vice President initiated this process because I stopped him from launching a nuclear strike against the Middle East. But this vote shouldn't be about policy. According to the Constitution, you're judging me to see if I am unable to discharge the duties of my office. Well, as you can see, and as you were just told by my physician, I'm in complete possession of my faculties, and so to remove me from this office would be to betray both your oath and the American people who voted me as their president.
Mr. Vice President.
Ladies and gentlemen of the cabinet, the 25th Amendment is purposely vague on how you're supposed to judge if the president is unable to discharge his duties. It's open to interpretation, which is why this is very much about the president's policies and his actions. Here are the facts. When a second nuclear attack today spread radiation over one of our major cities, I decided it was necessary to launch a retaliatory strike to show our enemies that if attacked, we would make them share our pain. Wayne Palmer's first act upon regaining consciousness was to stop that strike. To respond to the attack by doing nothing. In a time of war, the president must be strong enough in body and mind to defend this country. And I'm afraid Wayne Palmer's actions are the proof in this matter that indeed he is unable to discharge his duties.
All right. Time is of the essence. So unless there's an objection, I would like to recess and then reconvene for your vote in 10 minutes.
Any word on the cabinet phone?
No, they haven't come back yet. But Milo, about what happened today, let's just put it behind us, okay?
Which part? The suspicion of terrorism or the other thing?
The suspicion.
And the other thing?
Let's not worry about it right now. Let's try and get through the day.
Okay. I'm not gonna forget about the kiss. And I don't think you are either.
Nadia.
Nadia, it's Doyle. Don't say my name. Just listen.
Right?
I need you to come up to my office right now. Don't say anything to anybody. Just come.
On my way.
Have a seat. Look, I know you and I got off to kind of a bad start.
A bad start? You assaulted me.
This country is under attack by Islamic terrorists. We had reason to believe there was a mole in this building. Starting with you wasn't racist. It was common sense.
Oh, okay, so you're not a racist, you're just a sadist.
You don't know me.
I think I do. Why'd you call me here?
It turns out there was no mole. The terrorists were able to hack into our system because someone screwed up and logged the wrong security parameters. I'm pretty sure that someone was Milo,
and the proof is on his computer. I need someone to get it without him noticing.
I can't do that.
Why? Is it because you're too busy deciding if you want to sleep with him? Listen, if you don't get the evidence from me, I'm going to call a forensics team, and they're going to come and tear his system apart as the entire floor watches. And if they find what I think they're going to find, everyone gets to watch Milo hauled out of this building in handcuffs. I'm sure it wasn't pleasant when it happened to you, but you're going to stand by and watch it happen to him? That's your idea of being a friend.
So you want me to betray him for his own good?
I promise you, Milo will be better off if you help me than if you don't. Your call.
If the cabinet sides with you, what are you going to do about Daniels?
Unfortunately, Karen, the Constitution doesn't allow the president to fire his vice president.
No, but you can marginalize him. Karen's right. Get him out of the bunker.
I would love to. But Daniels has way too many supporters, and I can't afford to alienate any one of them right now. Besides, I'd rather have him somewhere where I can keep an eye on him.
Mr. President, the cabinet's reconvening.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Please.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the cabinet, let us now begin the vote. Will those of you who believe that President Palmer is able to discharge his duties, please, at this time, raise your hand. Do we have any abstentions? The vote is 7-7. Mr. Attorney General, what would be the next step?
Well, there's no need for a next step. The amendment requires that the Vice President and a majority of the Cabinet agree. There is no majority in the Cabinet. It's split evenly. President Palmer remains in office.
It's not that simple. One of the cabinet votes is invalid.
Sir, which vote is not valid?
National Security Advisor.
What are you talking about?
She resigned.
I resume my duties.
I don't agree. And I haven't seen any evidence that you've been reinstated.
That is ridiculous. I sat here with you in a cabinet meeting less than 1 hour ago.
Ms. Hayes, allowing you to sit in on the meeting isn't the equivalent of formally recognizing you as National Security Advisor. In fact, I did not and do not so recognize you.
Oh, my God.
And if Ms. Hayes' vote is invalid, then the tally's 7-6 in favor of invoking the 25th Amendment and removing President Palmer from power. I'm sorry, Wade.
Noah, don't waste your apologies on me because I won't let you steal the presidency. That's just not going to happen.
Then what do you suggest? The country has to be governed.
Well, I would suggest, sir, that this is properly a matter for the courts.
I concur.
We don't have time to go to...
Mr. Vice President, if I may, I agree with Mr. Lennox. This is a legal question. The Supreme Court was in session this afternoon. We can recall it and have them render a decision regarding the validity of the vote. The whole matter could be resolved in well under an hour.
Well, thank you, Attorney General Graves. Why don't you simply get the process started and keep us advised of your progress?
Certainly.
I think this meeting is concluded.
Get my affidavit started. Tom. You know something? I'm beginning to think you're not on my side.
Sir, I'm on the side of the United States of America. And if you ever thought otherwise, you're very much mistaken.
Renee goes attorney approved the immunity agreements. Yeah, we're just waiting for digital signatures. All right. I'll inform the Attorney General's office. Sounds good. Thank you.
Milo, I'm having a problem with my station. It keeps telling me to refresh the system credentials.
It's the hardware codes. You have to reset them in the machine. I can take care of it.
Thanks.
Okay?
Yeah.
Well, you were right. Milo forgot to refresh the security parameters. The breach was his fault. So when you tell district, they can fire and maybe even arrest him.
Which is why I'm gonna alter the logs so they'll never know. This should work, as long as they haven't changed the password. There, it's done.
Why'd you do that?
Because all I care about is finding those nukes. And we have a better chance of doing that with Milo on board, whether he likes me or not. And mankind was not by a single nation.
You've read the Quran.
And the Bible. And the Upanishads. Anything I can get my hands on. You're lucky you found your answers. I'm looking for mine. I'm gonna get ready to deploy.
What do I want?
Nothing, just reviewing some data sets.
Okay. System's back up.
Thanks.
Cannon.
Hi, it's me.
Hey, how did the cabinet vote go?
It was a tie, which in effect means that Palmer is still in office.
Good, that's good. That's what we wanted.
Yes, well, Daniels is contesting the vote. He's saying that mine is invalid.
Based on what?
Based on the fact that I resigned and I was never officially reinstated.
That's ridiculous. You attended cabinet meetings. You had no replacement assigned. How does he explain that?
I know, but maybe he's right, Bill. I did hand in my resignation.
Which was rescinded before it was officially accepted. Daniels knows that. He's grasping at straws, Karen.
I'm so scared, Bill. If he wins, this will all be my fault.
Stop. It's desperate maneuvering on his part, Karen, nothing more. He hasn't got a case. And the Supreme Court will agree.
Well, we're giving our arguments in 15 minutes.
Call me as soon as the decision is in.
Thank you for being there.
You don't have to thank me. It's my job.
I miss you so much.
I miss you too. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Ну, если что случится, меняйте на себя. До свидания. Good. Now, Tony has verified the agreements.
Yeah, we're set. Rudenko's ready to make the call.
All right, Jack, we're standing by. Doyle's got a team ready to go as soon as Fayed tells Rudenko where to meet him.
Copy that. You try and warn Fayed with anything you say, or how you say it, and I will kill you right here, right now.
I believe you, Agent Bowler.
Make the call.
Yes.
It's me.
Do you have the security protocols for the power plant?
Yes. Where do you want to meet?
Are you certain you're not under surveillance?
Of course. Do you think I'd be calling you otherwise?
I can't allow another one of your mistakes to disrupt my plans for the remaining 2 devices.
Do you want the protocols or not?
Where are you right now?
Culver City.
Meet me at the Santa Monica Pier in 10 minutes.
It may take me more time.
I won't wait.
Where do I find you?
Just be there. I'll find you.
Give him the phone. Bill, how long will it take to watch the team make it to the pier?
He's about 30 minutes out, Jack.
What we do with Ryan's team? Put him in the vehicle.
Instructions from the Supreme Court. Our arguments have to be submitted in writing in the next 10 minutes.
Sandra's working on a brief. How's it coming?
I'm just about finished. We have a strong case. You resigned, and Daniels was in charge when you returned. So the legal question is, did he consent to your reinstatement?
Of course he did.
And he made no objections when you returned to the bunker, You sat in his first cabinet meeting, and he never questioned your right to be there.
No, he didn't.
His own actions prove our case.
Thank you. For everything, Sandra.
My affidavit explains everything, but I never really intended to reinstate Karen and was only allowing her to perform her duties temporarily. Therefore, she had no authority to cast a vote under the 25th Amendment.
Problem is, after Karen returned, you treated her as if she were still National Security Advisor.
It's really a question of my state of mind, though, isn't it?
Yes. And your state of mind will be inferred from your actions.
Doesn't sound like you think our chances are very good.
I don't.
And I am deeply afraid for our country. When the world sees that Wayne Palmer isn't willing to fight back, our enemies will be encouraged. These recent attacks will be just the beginning. America will be vulnerable in a way it never has been.
There may be a way to illuminate your state of mind more explicitly. I can swear an affidavit that earlier today you told me to inform Karen Hayes you had no intention of reinstating her, but that you were going to allow her to perform her duties on a temporary basis only. Then we regained consciousness before I could have that conversation with her.
Lisa, you're talking about perjuring yourself in front of the Supreme Court.
I'm aware that it's perjury. But the end justifies the means. My affidavit will push the court to rule in your favor so that you can do what's right for this country.
You're right. Do it. Prepare your affidavit. And Lisa, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yasin, Hassan, with me. I'm meeting Redenko. I'll be back within the hour.
And if you're not?
Are you worried for me, Khalil? Or just anxious to take my place?
I think we're wasting time. We have the bomb. We should use them right now.
Redenko's information will enable us to inflict damage across half of California.
The target out there will result in a large amount of casualty without the additional risk.
I've made my decision. Let's go.
Come in.
Mr. Vice President, I need to speak with you alone. There's something in this room you need to know about, sir.
Something in this room? What are you talking about?
This small object here is a microtransmitter. After you directed me to lie to the ambassador about the attempted assassination, I decided it was time to protect myself. Now, it turns out I was protecting the country as well.
Be careful, son. Be very careful what you try to do here.
Actually, sir, you are the one who needs to be careful here.
I'm aware that it's perjury, but the end justifies the means. My affidavit will push the court to rule in your favor so that you can do what's right for this country.
You're right. Do it. Prepare your affidavit. Turn it off.
As I'm sure you're aware, sir, conspiracy to commit perjury is a felony offense. Now, I strongly urge you to pick up that phone and call the Supreme Court. You tell them that you have withdrawn your affidavit and that of Miss Miller as well, Tell them that you support the vote of the cabinet, that you have no further objections to President Palmer continuing his presidency.
I do understand. I'm just trying to do what's right for this country.
So am I, sir. Are you going to make that call now, sir?
Karen, I need to launch protocols the Joint Chiefs set up with Vice President Daniels, along with Chain of Command sending.
They just came over from the Pentagon. Everything is in place. If the court sides with you, you can cancel the strike permanently.
I also want an update on the situation with Fayed. Has CTU made any progress?
Yes, they have Grodenko in custody. Last time I talked to Bill, they said they were going to use him to lure Fayed out in the open.
Who's running it?
Jack Bauer.
Good.
Wayne, the Supreme Court was just notified Daniels withdrew his suit.
What?
It's over. He gave up before the court had a chance to make his decision.
Why?
I don't know. I just know that you're still the President of the United States.
Let the cabinet know I won't take any action against those who sided with the Vice President.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and Karen, tell Bill I want him to keep me up to date on CTU's progress.
Yes, sir.
Melinda, tell Dr. Walton I need to see him, please.
I don't have a visual yet, but Fayed won't show himself until he sees Grodenko.
Understood. Ryan, what's your status with Grodenko?
Got the audio transmitter set up. Preparing the tracker now. Roll up pretty much slated.
What's his range?
We can track the isotope signature up to 15 miles.
Copy that.
Is it radioactive?
Yes. It penetrates in the bone. It's got a half-life of about 11 hours, so you can forget about trying to dig it out or making a run for it. It's good to go.
Bill, how far out is Doyle's team?
About 20 minutes.
We can't wait. Fayed was clear about his timeline. Brian, send in Grodenko.
Grodenko's moving now.
Getting a clean audio signal from the transmitter on Grodenko.
And we are locked on the isotope signature that's being emitted from Grodenko's arm.
Hello?
I have again and Grodenko's transmitter up all the way. There's no one on the other end of the call.
He's reading something off his phone. It's a text message. Fayed's made contact. Everyone get ready. Grodenko is heading south. Milo, have you got him on the tracker?
Yeah, he's still moving.
I'm heading in. I'm gonna follow him.
I've lost audio signal. I'm going to secondary channel. There's no audio on the secondary channel.
But he hasn't moved.
I don't like it. Something's wrong.
You led them to me. I had no choice.
that if you listen to me, we'll both get away from here alive.
Which direction, Milo? I'm nearing the south end of the pier.
That's where he stopped and entered the building on the left.
Is he still inside the room?
Yes, he's right on the other side of the door.
I'm going in. Milo, no one's in here.
Jack, the tractor's showing the signal right there in the same room with you.
You cut off Grandenko's arm. Ryan, move your men in now. Hold on. I picked up his blood trail.
Right. Their men will be coming from the west side parking lot. We should go this way.
Ryan, have your men circle back to the east side of the pier. Try and cut him off. I want Fayed alive. Ryan, have you got anything?
Negative.
How far is Doyle's team?
20 minutes.
I'm set up a perimeter as soon as he gets here. Ryan, where are you? I'm pinned down.
Moving towards you now.
Show me your head.
Same terrorist cell is most likely responsible for the nuclear explosion in Valencia and the assassination attempt on President Palmer.
That's him.
Time
I recognize him from the news. It's a terrorist. They're looking for.
That is him. Go on here. I am a federal agent. I'm taking this man into custody. Now back off! Back off! I'm sorry about your friend. We'll get him medical attention. Just stay back.
I hope your friend is dead.
Everybody out of the bar now! Move! Ryan, this is Jack. Grandenko is not here. I need you to lock down the area and initiate a search. We have 2 men down. One is a civilian, the other is Fayed and is in custody. I need medical up here now.
All right, Jack, good work. Now you get me the presidency.
I understand you're weak. Another dose of adrenaline will raise your blood pressure levels even higher, to the point where we know there'll be vascular damage.
And that's a risk I'm willing to take.
Your well-being is my responsibility.
And my responsibility, Doctor, is the well-being of this country. So give me another dose so I can go back to doing my job, or I will find someone else who will.
Mr. President, Bill Buchanan on line 1.
I'll take it. Thank you, Arthur.
Yes, sir.
Bill,
Mr. President, I'm calling to tell you that Jack has Fayed in custody.
what about the bombs?
We haven't finished the radiological scan yet, so we can't confirm the bombs are in the immediate vicinity. Jack is going to interrogate Fayed as soon as possible.
But there's no way of knowing how long that will take or how successful that will be, right?
No, sir.
All right, Bill. That's what I wanted to know.
Thank you, sir.
case was withdrawn, the court has no reason to retain the documents. They should be sealed and returned to me immediately. Okay, good. Thank you.
I was thinking that maybe it's time to declare a truce.
Okay, well, maybe it is.
You know, we both want the same thing for this country. What's good for the country. We just don't always agree on the means. I would love to go forward without the threats and the intimidation.
Done.
Good. One more thing. Do you know why the vice president withdrew his suit from the Supreme Court?
No, I have no idea why.
Well, one of my aides saw you with him before it was announced.
I guess just put this down to happy coincidence.
I know. But someday I'd love to know the real story.
Okay, someday. Thanks. Hey, this cannot be. This has got to be some mistake. I'm on my way. President Palmer. What? He's about to go ahead with a nuclear strike. Mr. President. If I may, sir. I understand you're about to launch the very strike we just prevented Vice President Daniels from launching.
That's right.
This makes no sense, sir. It's what you risked your life to stop.
Tom, I risked my life to reassert my authority. I got Vice President Daniels calling me weak. Even you thought the same thing.
I implore you, sir, do not mistake being reckless with being strong.
Tom, I am done talking.
Mr. President, we have a successful launch.
Good.